Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger, and of course, welcome back to another FIFA video. My apologies about not having a FIFA video last week. I've just been really busy with a lot of exams and things really piling up one on top of the other, which is why I was unable to actually get it done. So that being said, I'm very apologetic about that, and let's get rocking and rolling with a brand new episode. We've got, of course, a game against Fulham. Yes, it's a friendly game, but it is definitely a big name club, and hopefully us, of course, as Blackpool, will be able to get ourselves a victory here. So, of course, we are ready to rock. We've got quite an interesting matchup here, and hopefully this will be fun. By the way, for those of you that asked which difficulty we're playing, I believe we're playing on semi-pro. So, for those of you asking, there you go. Now, of course, if you don't know... Whoops. Okay, I'm really bad at this minigame. Yep. Still awful, aren't I? I think this is the one that's passing. Yep, took me a long time to figure it out. Yay! Yikes! Nope. Back into the machine. To get back in there! I don't want that ball. That's pretty funny. Alrighty, so we're gonna get rocking, and of course, as you know, I always discuss some sort of a topic or subject matter of interest, and of course, sorry, I'm just gonna turn down the audio on my headphones because it's very loud. But of course, if you have any suggestions for topics, you can go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. So first off, we're gonna kick things off by many of you guys asked me for a funny story. A funny story from my life, from my childhood, something like that, and I was thinking to myself, okay, what do I want to tell? What do I want to tell? What is the story that is fun? So I'm going to tell you about the time when I jumped off a roof. That sounds kind of a exciting proposition. No, it wasn't a very high up roof. It was actually the roof of my school, oddly enough. Oh, look at this run! Ba-damn! That would have been a sweet golazo. Oh, still has the ball! Oh, yo. That would have been really nice. Wow, we didn't even get a corner off that? I thought it bounced off somebody. I guess I was wrong. But nonetheless, of course, I'm going to be discussing the story when I jumped off a roof. So basically when I was, I think I was 9, maybe 10. No. Yeah, maybe 10 actually. 9 or 10, something along those lines. Me and my friends, we used to love climbing stuff. Like we would climb tiny little structures. Well, I mean tiny like 2-3 story building stuff. We would climb a bunch of really high up trees. I don't know, it was just one of those things that we did. I don't necessarily know why. I can't tell you. Probably too much monkey DNA or something like that, but it was very weird, I know, but at the same time it was just something we did nonetheless. So this one time we used to climb our school many a times. So after school is over and stuff, we would hang out, and then once school property would be closed, which was around usually 5 p.m. or so, we would sometimes go up to the school and scale it. Go to the rooftops, hang out over there. Sometimes we even played like, kind of a variation on hide and seek in the school. I mean, we just did like a whole bunch of stuff in the school after hours. So this one time, we're climbing the roof, and we heard... I should actually preface first. The 2 days before this event occurred, in school there was an announcement that said that some teachers noticed that there were kids climbing the school property and things like that, and that you're not supposed to be doing this kind of thing. And obviously we were in the wrong. I mean, even when we did climb, it would usually be for like playing soccer. Because they had a nice field on there, and we wanted to play on a field that has nets and stuff versus the fields in the park that have nothing but the field part of it. So nonetheless, they were like, we're gonna get a little bit stricter about this, and we're gonna make sure that nobody climbs, so please try not to climb onto school property after school hours. And we were like, yep, sounds good. So fast forward about 2 days from now, from this point, from the announcement point, and we are climbing the roof, of course, because why not? Now we climb it, and we're all hanging out, and we usually would bring like a sandwich or something. We just sit there on the roof. Sometimes, I don't know why it was weird, but sometimes we would literally just sit there and like tell jokes and just hang out. It was like our hangout spot sometimes. I don't know why. Again, yes, I realize that it is a wee bit strange, but hey, it's what we did. Oh, that would have been a nice golazo. But nonetheless, here we are sitting. I think we were eating and drinking something or something like that. Something along those lines. And all of a sudden, one of my friends is like, "Cops! Cops!" He just shouts it like, almost like one of those screams from like a horror movie, you know, when like the woman or somebody sees the serial killer or something. Just the way he screams this is just terrifying. So he's like, "Cops! Cops!" And by the way, this is happening in Israel, so he obviously wouldn't be screaming cops, he would be shouting that in Hebrew, which would sound like, "Mishtara!" Oh! Speaking of screaming, Angel Martinez puts the ball to the top right corner. What a golazo. Très bien. I don't know why I went into French. But nonetheless, he screams, "Police! Police!" I'm like, what's going on? So I'm like, okay, there's obviously something wrong. So we turn the corner and we see two cops climbing onto the roof, and they were quiet. So basically what had happened was they snuck up. They realized that we were up there, and they tried to sneak up so that we wouldn't see them. Luckily, my friend saw them. So, I mean, at worst case scenario, they wouldn't have done anything to us anyway. They would just probably, like, bring us home and say to our parents to not do it ever again or something like that. But nonetheless, we realized that they're there. And we're like, oh, God, we gotta go. We gotta go. And they're climbing the exact side where we used to climb, which was basically how it would work is, you know those big, like, water fountains, which we used to have, actually, Beyblade battles in them, fun fact. But nonetheless, we would stand on this water fountain and then use the water fountain as a platform to reach this kind of like a windowsill, and then we would use the windowsill to elevate ourselves to get to the rooftop. So at that point, we see that that's exactly what they were doing. So they definitely either copied our strategy or something like that. I never figured out how the heck did they decide to climb exactly that spot. But the problem with where they were climbing was that now that had obscured us to get down, or at least the traditional way to get down, which means that now we had no way of getting down from the roof, at least not in the typical way that we would. So instinctively, just literally, it was completely 100% instinct. We didn't know what is happening, of course, because you just like, imagine you're 9 or 10, you see police, you know that you're not supposed to be there, you know that you're about to get in trouble. So instinctively, we just start running, and then I remember, like, as we're running towards the opposite side of the roof just to get away from them, create some distance between us. Of course, breathing heavily, we're like, I can even recall it to this day how it was. And we're like you're not thinking about what you're doing, and all of a sudden, we realize that, hey, we're about to reach the ledge. And guess what? Once you reach the ledge, there was nothing there except for about not a 2-story, but maybe a 1.5 story drop or so. And we're like, oh gosh, what do we do? But without even thinking, my friend just, his name was Slavic, he just jumps. He didn't even stop. So like as we're approaching this, I'm like, okay, I'm going to stop down. I'm trying to figure out how to get down using this side. And he just jumps. So my brain tells me like, oh, follow him. And I just like go, okay. And I just jump right after him. And our last buddy, Ilya, is still standing up there. And he's like, guys, I can't jump. I'm like, dude, you got to jump. And the craziest part is, I swear, no injuries. It's like the adrenaline blocked whatever it was. We literally looked up and were like, you got to jump. If you don't jump, they're going to get you. And again, I don't know why we were so terrified. We probably over-exaggerated the consequences. Again, as I said, worst possible scenario. The worst thing that could have happened would be, let's say we would do some sort of helping in the school or something like that. And that's the worst likelihood. Most likely it would just be something along the lines of, well, walking us to our parents or saying like, you shouldn't do this anymore, and we don't want to see you here ever again. Something like that. Because I've known of other people who did get caught, so we knew that wasn't about the worst thing that could have happened. But for some reason, our brains just said, you gotta run. So we look at Ilya and we're like, you gotta jump, dude. You have got to jump. Do it now. And of course, I wasn't doing an Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonation still. At that time, I wasn't quite good at that. Because it probably sounded like, you got to do it now. But nonetheless, so he looks, and then he looks back, and he sees that the guys are already up. So he just says, okay. And he jumps. And as he lands, I don't know, again, as I'm saying, he landed like awkward, kind of like on his ankle or something. And we're like, uh-oh. And he just goes like, oh, he screams. So we realize that we're going to need to pick him up and just walk him away or run him away and whatever. So we literally, you know how, like typically in a movie where you would put your friend's arm over your neck and you'd kind of lift him. So me and my other friend, Slavik, we just lift him up like that. And we just run with him. So as we're holding him, we're running away from the school. We got away, luckily. And the best part really was, whoa! Okay, we got to be careful here. We are in danger. In the danger zone. You could say it's danger zone. Okay, come on. Headbutt it. Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby, that's words. But yeah, the funniest, the good part was that, of course, they didn't see our faces, which was something that we didn't even think of till later on, because honestly, if they saw our faces, they could have just came to school the next morning and found us. So that wouldn't have been a very big problem to do. But luckily, they didn't see our faces. We ended up escaping, and I remember the next day, as we were in school, we were standing by the waterfall. By the way, he ended up being okay. He just hurt his ankle a little bit, and then I think 2 or 3 days later, he was already playing soccer with us, which was awesome. So luckily, he was fine. But I'll tell you one time the story about how my friend blew out his knee in a soccer game. That was crazy. It was probably one of the craziest injuries I've ever seen. But basically what had happened was we walk up the next morning to this waterfall, and as I look up, I realize just from like the height that we jumped, just because when you jump it, you don't realize. And then I look back and I'm like, how the heck did we not hurt ourselves? I mean, we were 9 and 10, not very tall, which means that this height is even taller. Like if I were to jump from that now, I would be surprised if it was very scary for me. But back then, it's like, I'm just thinking back to it, I'm like, we must have just had like the luckiest break and the luckiest moment. Something was definitely watching over us because I don't know how the heck we didn't get hurt. And I remember to this day that moment so vividly. And it's definitely one of those kind of crazy moments that happened when I was younger. And then after that day, oddly enough, we didn't scale that rooftop for a long time. It was definitely a lesson. And I remember the only time that we scaled it again was actually when we were running away from some bullies that were trying to get to us. And we were like, that's the only place we can run. So we climbed there and we hid behind these air conditioning units. And they didn't find us, luckily. So, but I'll tell you about my bullying stories at some point later down the line. So that being said, there's kind of my story there, I guess. I hope you guys will find that entertaining and enjoyable. I'll definitely tell some more stories if you guys want to see that. On top of that, of course, if you have any other topics that you would like to see me talk about, so that could be anything from politics to, for example, the Sochi Olympics, which Canada is doing really well in, so I'm very proud of our country. And of course, just let me know in the comment section below any type of suggestions or stuff that you would like to see. Plus, what I would love for you guys to share, if you could, of course, if you feel comfortable, is to share some sort of a funny story like this, where you got yourself into trouble or troublesome situation. Again, with reason, you don't have to say anything really bad. And if you could please try to avoid any heavy explicit language, that would be... Okay, oh, sorry. That would be terrific. I got worried. I thought I fouled him. I was like, no! Okay, lucky time. So yeah, just let me know any type of cool stories that you have in that sense. I would love for you to share them. Oh, golazo! Look at that dance. Our Fuller scores on Fulham. Booyah! Couldn't have written a better story. That's what I'm talking about. That was sweet. So we've got about 8 minutes on the clock, I should say. Yes, this is a friendly, but we've definitely got a great start to the season going. We've definitely adapted a pretty strong early play, which is really great. Oh, I almost intercepted that. No! That was sloppy. That was very sloppy. Pass. Oh, this is going to be sweet. I'd be surprised if we don't score right now. Oh, here we go. This is going to be a golazo. Boom. Whoa. Great save from the Fulham goalie. Uh-oh, here we go. And I guess it's not Fulham. It's like Fulham. That's how you say it properly, I think. I think the H is silent. It's not a full ham, I don't think. Maybe I'm incorrect about that. I'm sure somebody will correct me, though. Especially because I've said it several times. Okay, careful, bro! Okay, we gotta play some D. Gotta play some defense. Everybody, get on the defensive. And the only reason, guys, I'm not starting to discuss a new topic is because we don't have a lot of time on the game here. And because I want to try to keep it balanced, because some of you guys said that you would like to see some commentary on the actual game, kind of like focusing on the gameplay. So I'm going to keep it balanced by kind of doing a topic that is usually going to be a little bit shorter than the full time. Yes, of course, sometimes if I start blabbering, I will get off to a crazy point and just blabber on. But usually I will try to focus on finishing the topic relatively in a good time. That way we could go ahead and actually also have a little bit of commentary on the game. Come on, bro. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, look at this pass. Oh, that would have been a sweet through ball. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. The referee rings the bell. No, that's the wrong sport. Whistles and blows the whistle. And of course, there we are celebrating with our fans. A home game victory. I'm sure we're going to make our fans walk away happy as Blackpool moves on with another friendly victory. 2-0. Nothing. Very, very good game for us indeed. Hopefully we'll be able to keep this momentum going into the main season. So that being said, of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, share the videos with your family and friends, favorite the videos indeed as well. As you saw, Angel Martinez was the man of the match, which was terrific. Ow, that hurt. I just hit my hand against the desk, sorry, because I was trying to put the controller down. But nonetheless, of course, if you guys enjoyed the video, do all the good stuff you guys always do. I will catch you guys next Tuesday with another FIFA 14 video. But in the meantime, of course, you can check the channel out. We have plenty of other cool content available to you. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you guys next time. Peace out. See you later, alligators. Peace out, guys. Thanks all for watching.